Thank you for joining me on this episode of Ants Rants. Currently waiting in line to pick up some dinner. I'm in a drive-thru right now, so that's why I'm just sitting here. But while I'm sitting here, I thought I'd go ahead and chat it up with you a little bit. Talk about another topic that kind of irritates the hell out of me. For the longest time, I've worked with the public. It started back when I was 16 when I worked at, my first job was working with McDonald's back when I was 16. From there, I've usually always worked with the public. I think I've only had like one or two jobs, one of them being an internship where I didn't work directly with the public. But generally, I work with the public. And it's fine. It's something that I'm good at. I've been told that I talk, the way I talk to people is good, whatever. And that's business attire, There's, some people in my personal life who feel like I'm an asshole, which is funny to me. I've never, especially in my early years, I've never considered myself an asshole, but now that I'm 35 and a little bit older and a little bit more mature, I can definitely see it. There are times where I tend to be asshole-ish. Asshole-ish. There we go. I've had some people tell me that the way I talk to them, they feel like I'm talking down to them, like they're stupid or like they're a child or whatever. That I don't particularly see. But part of my asshole, personality at times have been, well, if you feel like I'm treating you like a child, then stop acting like a child. That part of my asshole personality comes out in those situations, But I say that to say, with my job and whatnot, I talk to a lot of people. And I deal with a lot of people. And with dealing with people, and with the public over the last almost 20 years, I've noticed one constant. People tend to not read. They tend to not want to read. I don't know if it's because they don't know how to read, they don't care to read, or whatever the case may be. I see it and find it a lot with my current job. I'm not going to disclose what my current job is, where I work, or what I do, just because that's my own personal life. Just know that I work with the public. But I've noticed people just don't read. They don't like to read. Some people may not know how to read, or may know how to read very minimally. So they may need assistance. But the majority of the people that I work with, I know for a fact, do read. Now, what comes along with that is comprehension. People may know how to read, but they may not comprehend what they're reading. With the job that I have, it is very, very important that you know how to, 1, read, and 2, comprehend what you're reading. If you don't know what you're reading, if you don't know how to read, or if you're not comprehending what you read or what you're reading, it's important to get help. Or like if you call in and you happen to get me, it's very easy to ask for help. A lot of people don't like to ask for help, but I'm the kind of person who doesn't mind helping. The work that I do, the job is to help people. So I'm in the job to help people, and I love helping people. If you ask me for help, whether you're someone that I'm speaking to as part of my job, or if you're a coworker or just anybody, I'm always open and willing to help. But if you go in and you get a packet of material to read and you don't read it, like, I don't understand why you don't do that. why that's just an issue for people. Like I'll get a lot of people who a lot of the times will be like, well, I didn't know about that. Well, we gave you the material, you should have read over it. Well, I'm not going to read all that. Well, that's your own fault for not knowing that. Like, don't get mad at us for something you didn't read and try to put the responsibility back on us. No, the responsibility is on you if we give you material that you failed to read. Like, that's highly irritating to me. Is if you, especially if you've gotten the material multiple times and you've been told the information multiple times and you want to play dumb or play ignorant. Like, no, you can't play ignorant if you've, especially if we have on record that we've given the stuff to you. Read the shit that we give you. Like, it's as simple as that. And you can't play ignorant, because if you try to go to court with it, the judge will be like, well, they gave the information to you. You should have read it. There's no reason why you wouldn't have known about the information, because they have documented multiple times that they gave you the information. Like, it's... And I'll go ahead and preface this by saying that I know I'm not perfect. There are times where I do have something available to me to read, and I'll read it, but there are times where I will admit that I'll skim over something or skip something over, and I'll sometimes, whether it be I'm in a rush or just for some reason, my eye skipped over it or whatever. I'm not perfect, but a lot of the people that I'm referencing will just blatantly not read the shit that is given to them. Moral of the story is, please read. Make it easier on yourself. Make it easier on the people around you who are helping you or whatever. Just read. And if you don't comprehend what you're reading, ask someone. If you can't read, ask for help. Like, there's no shame in asking for help. Anyway, that's the end of my Ants Rants. Thank you for joining me on this talk. Until next time, deuces my juices.